I find it pretty interesting that there's a big storm going on outside with the rain because I really wanted to do a shadow reading right now. I wanted to do a little bit of shadow work, and so I am using the Neon Moon Tarot, and I feel that the imagery of this deck will definitely not only fit the reading, but it kind of fits the storm outside too. I would do the reading outside if that made sense, but it doesn't. I don't want to get completely drenched. I don't know how much of that you can hear, but it's there. So, if this reading resonates with you guys, please consider booking a private reading with me. You'll find my email below in the description box, as well as my PayPal for any donations. A private reading is definitely a good place if you would like to speak with me one-on-one and get any of your questions or questions answered or situations resolved, anything like that. I can definitely help out. So other than that, let's get started. So specifically, I wanted to see what sort of poison, what sort of dark aspect has maybe recently entered your heart and is causing you a little bit of stress or conflict with others, something like that. Basically, what poison is there? So let's identify what this darker aspect is so that we can get some advice on how to deal with it right now. So, what is this dark aspect that's entered our hearts at the moment without us realizing it? Okay, so these cards are slippery too, so they will slide around like hockey pucks. Okay. We got the Four of Vials. So there's sort of maybe a little bit of apathy right now that we're dealing with. Let's get some clarity for this. Yeah, let's explore it this way. I'm gonna get two cards here on either side at the bottom and clarify this Four of Vials, which is the Four of Cups, by the way. Okay. We got the Apprentice of Vials. That kind of makes sense so far, actually. Again, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but for me it's soothing. Not only living here, but with the storm going on, all the rain. That card just flew out. Okay. We got another Vials. We got the Three of Vials. Okay. So, as clarity, these are sort of the pillars for this possible apathy. That's really what I'm seeing. We're really disinterested in things right now. I wonder exactly the full cause of this. So with the Apprentice of Vials, we are coming into a new understanding, new power of our own addictions and darker aspects. So really the emotional side of things we have the moon here in the background rising, so there is this understanding, as I said, with the emotions, but this is darker stuff. So this is, we're coming to really be able to drink from our own cup and know what it means. So there might be, in that case, there can be a little bit of an issue understanding all of it. And so there is this disinterest because we're not fully there yet. This is the apprentice, that's the page or the princess. And so there is this sort of, I don't want to say immature, but there's definitely newness to this. And now we have the Three of Vials. This is really about celebration and friendship, but with this darker aspect, there is some addictions, vices that we are dealing with. So we're trying to understand where deeper down we're having trouble understanding where our vices are really coming from, why we're pursuing them. Yeah. Let's get 2 more cards up here above the Four of Vials, and let's see. I wonder how long this storm is actually going to go on, but it did come on suddenly, which isn't surprising, but still, I wasn't actually expecting a storm. Okay, just making sure the camera can see that. Yeah, all right, so we got the Six of Vials. As you can see, there's a lot of emotions here, so there is definitely this aspect of disinterest. Really, we're like kind of numbed right now. I feel we're not necessarily giving into vices and such so much, or at least maybe not as much as before. I can definitely relate to that message, but we're not fully there of understanding exactly all the blocks and all the causes for this, whether it's trauma or just simply depression, hidden depression, something like that, right? Triggers. The Six of Vials, this is sort of nostalgia. So we're coming into our own power to be able to look back on our childhood and understand where some causes are coming from. And then right here, being the Seven of Arms, which is swords, there's almost this preparation for battle. It's like we feel we're having to choose our weapon in order to fight against ourselves in all the darker aspects, like the shadowed people in the background. It's like we're trying to prepare. Okay. Let's get a card right here in the middle for how we're feeling right now with all this going on deep down. The Hermit. Yep. It's honestly what I was thinking. Not this card specifically, but something of a little bit of isolation and just introspection. That's what I feel with this apathy. We're really feeling like the Hermit as we're really sitting in the bottom of our own vices. Because we're still currently here. This is what's going on underneath, and this is us sort of on a superficial level, or just a physical level, you could say, just our face is, again, that of apathy. We're just sitting here, very disinterested. Even as we're being offered a drink, it's like we don't want to keep drinking because we already do that in our own time, and we're hurting ourselves. Let's get another card then for how we want to feel. especially since there is this um, there is this new sense of personal power of looking back on the past and preparing for a better future, right? Because we're going to deal with our problems, these vices right here. So let's get a card, same as this Hermit card, but we want to do it for what we want to feel. Temperance. I like how these two feeling cards, right, are the major arcana. Very fitting for this reading so far. We're trying to balance ourselves. We're trying to see what is fake, see like what's online, right, and what's actually with us in the present moment. And by staying in the present moment, then we have both our emotional world and our true physical world balanced and in unity. But we need to be able to distinguish what's going on behind us, which is all this fake, unreal, the aspects of ourselves that are being expressed but shouldn't be, simply because they're not healthy. You know, they're not healthy for us. You know. Okay. All right. Well, let's check the deck, actually. Because I'm seeing what this is about. We're really dealing with these vices. We're really in a time of introspection. But we know we need to look back in the past, and we need to prepare for the future right here. It's going to be a battle within our own minds to deal with triggers or past trauma or something. Again, I can relate to this reading so far. Out of the few readings I've done on the channel, this one is probably the most relative to me personally, which I'm always going to mention how this relates to me, because I see these readings as being more of well, it's a general message, of course, but I see this as more a message for the community. As I start to build one, I want us all to be able to connect to the same messages. Not necessarily in the entirety, because that's not the point, but definitely to feel a sense of togetherness and then be able to express our own side of things in the comments and be able to help each other, you know, just positivity. So, yeah, let's check the deck. Agent Vials. So being the bottom of the deck, really this is all about a need of progression with our emotions and our addictions, as I was already just saying, right? So this card is simply just confirmation of what I was saying. We're on this motorcycle, we have this one drink, and is it already opened? I think that's how I always interpreted it. Either way, we're able to carry our emotions, positive ones, forward. We don't carry all of these unnecessary, right here, these drinks, right, the vices. We're able to move forward without those. So there's this need for that. And then the top of the deck, how many vials do we need? You know? Yep. So this is starting anew. The whole point is so we can reach a point where we can start over. And when we crack open this can, this is of positivity. This is of a nourishing liquid, not of this, you know, this distasteful, foul, addictive substances that we can consume ourselves, whether literally or just symbolically, right? Again, with this apprentice of vials, it's a recognition of our emotional world, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, that's a lot for this whole spread. That's 2/3, yeah. Yeah, 2/3 of this whole spread is of water. And you could even almost count the temperance as that, since it's a recognition of that. But all we need to do is continue to connect ourselves into good resources. So whether that's therapy for you or any more research you're doing, meditation, and then we can understand this past better to deal with the vices. And then we can battle those limiting beliefs in our own mind and reach this point, this feeling of temperance. Then we're fulfilling this role of the agent, right? And then also we can start anew. So that's all I have. I was gonna possibly get more cards, but these two definitely help it. You know, we just need to keep connecting ourselves. This 9 here is very powerful. It's a very good number. So we need to heed it, and it's gonna give us the momentum to move forward towards temperance. So that is all I have, guys. Wow, this was really good. This was really good. It wasn't too deep or anything either. It was just kind of touching on the surface of the issues. I mean, I could easily do more readings on this stuff later on, but please mention in the comments what you might be facing, whatever you're comfortable with sharing. Definitely let me know, as I'd like to read it. Wow, yeah. No, but other than that, I will see you guys with the next video. Thanks for stopping by and weathering the storm. Take care, guys.